Zach, when you were a fifth-round pick coming out of Texas Tech, did you imagine this kind of career? What did you imagine coming into the NFL as a fifth-round pick, who a lot of people in Miami had never heard of?
Well, coming in, I had no pressure. And I remember even starting out before the season, before I made the team, I was at an awards banquet, and I just remember seeing they were talking about the awards for the previous year. I remember seeing the table and the disappointment of the table's faces when they saw me at their table, because they didn't think I was a player. And to go from there after 1 year to the team MVP the next year, that was a big stride for me. I never would have imagined that in my life. I just wanted to make the team. I never knew I'd be thrown into the starting lineup. I was like, hey, if I can make special teams, that would be a huge accomplishment for me. And it was such a blur, and how it happened so fast. I was throwing the lineup thanks to Jimmy Johnson. It was just, I couldn't imagine my dream being any better.
If I asked Zach Thomas what was the highlight of his Dolphins career, what would he say?
It wasn't even really the winning and the losing. It was more, just being in the locker room with the guys. It was a big fraternity. And especially that when we were really playing well on defense, that Sam and Pat and Timbo and Jason Taylor, Trace Armstrong, I could go on, Brock Marion. I mean, there's a lot of great guys that we fought hard for each other, and those were fun times. And that's what I look back at, that I miss. Mm-hmm. You can never replace that. You can't. It's not replaceable. And I always know this is that, hey, if it was to get a Super Bowl ring, yes, I would trade my Pro Bowls, I'd trade my All-Pros. I'd trade even my years of playing football. But the one thing I wouldn't change was that group. I wouldn't change that even if it came to, get a Super Bowl out of it. It's just not, we fought hard together, and I miss that group.
I think the reason you lasted until the fifth round was that the general perception was that you were a little too short, a little too slow. What was the book on Zach Thomas that you sort of disproved?
You know what? I wasn't the biggest or the fastest or the strongest. I definitely wasn't even the smartest. But I think I was the most confident, out there, because it was just from preparation alone. Simple as that. I didn't complicate things. When I got out there, I used what got me to the NFL, and just off of good coaching, and everybody said it was instinctive, but it was from preparation. Practically, my alignment, I tried to win before the game even started. I wanted to prepare myself always and be prepared before I even got to that test. And I promise you this, I was never, besides the butterflies from game day, but once I got on the field, never even thought about size. I felt like it was an advantage. I was prepared, and so I was confident. But when it comes to my size, reason I say an advantage, leverage wins. And I didn't fit the part. Mm-hmm. As a linebacker, I didn't look the part. But that's the reason I lasted to the fifth round, because I felt like I had a good career in college. But I wouldn't want anything different, because it's what helped motivated me.
What do you see as your legacy with the Dolphins? How would you like to be remembered?
You know what? That's hard to put in words, but I will say this, is that among my teammates, you might have, of the 12 years with the Dolphins, you might have a few that might have said, hey, he was a little overhyped, maybe overrated, whatever. But you will not have one guy, you go back and find me one guy that will say that I didn't put everything out, had passion for the game, didn't put it on the line week after week, and loved the game of football and loved the team, and I would be there. So you won't find one guy. I really believe that. And that's something that's called respect. And I think I got that, and so I don't even know why I get even emotional about all that stuff, but that means more to me than my Pro Bowls, big wins, big plays, tackles, any of that stuff. Because when I was on the field, I got respect from the other team, got it from my teammates at the locker room, and I think that's legacy to me.